This is Pastor Stephen here, beginning our first video of what to expect when you come into the church for the first time after closing the doors to the worship in person since March. One thing you'll notice is the door is going to attempt to be open so that no one has to use the door handles. The less people opening and closing the door, the safer it is for everyone. As you walk in, one thing you'll notice is we don't have the music stand with the bulletins on it. The reason being is if they're up in a stack, everyone can be touching a whole bunch at once. So what we've done instead is if you walk over to this table, we will have bulletins laid out individually there, as well as a bulletin at each seating area in the pews. As soon as you walk in through the door, to the right will be the music stand. That music stand will have masks for us to wear. For the safety of those around us, everyone is required to wear a mask at all times in the church building. We have disposable ones here to my left and reusable ones to the right. If you come to church and you don't have one and you forgot one, please use one of the disposable ones. If you don't have a reusable one yet, feel free to use one of the reusable ones to bring back with you each Sunday. You may notice the chairs are still here without the table, and the chairs are here. We are, at the moment, going to be encouraging people to not congregate in the narthex. We're going to encourage people to go right into the sanctuary to the designated seating areas. This will limit the exposure of the virus to each person, limit our risk of spreading it if someone has it. And so as you walk in to the doors, you will go to the sanctuary, and on your way to the sanctuary, you will look to your left, you'll see the offering plates. Feel free to give your tithe or offering when you walk in or on your way out of the sanctuary after the service or before the service. The reason we are doing this is so that not everyone is passing around and touching one plate. Having it all right at the door will allow those handling the offerings and the blue papers that we fill out before the service or during the service. It will limit the exposure to those people because they can just as easily use the hand sanitizer that's in the office as they collect it and count it and deposit the offering and tithing into the bank. If you look down and to the right as you walk into the church service, we'll have a garbage bin, and a recycle bin so that you yourself can throw away your trash and recycle your bulletin right after the service, and no one else has to go around and collect it. This will help us save time in preparing for the next service. So as you walk in, you'll see these ropes. The ropes are telling you that these rows, these pews, are off limits. The reason being is we're trying to keep social distancing, not just to the people to the left and the right, but those in front and behind us. So the roped off pews are off limits. So let's walk to the front of the sanctuary. As you look out, you will notice a couple things that stick out to you. If you look to the left, right here, you'll see paper towel and a spray bottle. In that spray bottle is sanitizer. What we are asking everyone to do is after the service to wipe down the pew that they are in, wherever they've been, wherever they've touched, to help with the transition between services so that we don't need a group of volunteers to come in after each service to do this. Each individual will be responsible for cleaning up their own space. There's a spray bottle and a roll of paper towels at every seating space. So you see 1 has one, 2 has one, 3 has one, 4 has one, and so forth. That's why the garbage bag is in the back, so that when you're done cleaning up, you can take the paper towels and throw them in the trash on your way out. If you look to the right, you will see the tripod. The tripod will be here because Red 1 is designated for the person who is recording or live streaming the service. Being on that side causes them to only have to move the tripod or the phone on it 180 degrees, whereas if they were on this side, they'd have to move it a lot more because we start in the back for the gathering hymn. So be aware of that. There will be someone live streaming the services because we know that not everyone feels comfortable coming to the church at this moment. So in order to provide services for them as well, we will be live streaming our services on YouTube and Facebook, which are also connected to our website, crossandcrown.org. So let's just look at one of the pews real quick. So you'll see number 1 is in the middle. That means we would like that family unit to sit there. At the moment, that's going to be the people or person who is recording the services. At 2, to maintain the 6 feet, we would like them to also be in the middle. The reason being is it allows space for people to walk around the sides of the sanctuary coming up for communion to not have to be really close to you. So our right side has 8 seating areas. And so what we are asking everyone to do is as you come to sit in your seat, please fill up the first section first. Go 1, then 2, then 3, and then 4, and then 5 and 6 in the back. That way it limits people's exposure to each other, and it makes it easier to get everyone in. The helpful thing is really we're trying to mitigate the risk. We know that opening up the church is exposing each other to one another, and this way we limit that exposure and we are able to keep our social distancing. So if you come up and do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, then 6, it makes it easier for us to keep having in-person worship. This also means that when we dismiss, we will dismiss from the back to the front. So 5 will go first, then 6, then 2, then 4. Well, 2, then 3, then 4, and then 1 on this side, and then we'll orderly do the next side with 8, 7, 6, 3, 4, and 5, 1, and 2. This is to keep an orderly fashion and make sure that we are doing things that we need to keep everyone safe as they come and worship in the sanctuary. Something else you will notice is that communion, the host will already be at the altar. That will limit its exposure to having to be walked around. And we will have 2 stations for communion that will be walked through in its own video, because I think that it is necessary to be in depth about it and have people know specifically about that for its own video. When it comes to hearing everything during the service, I will have a microphone on because I will also have a mask on my mouth to stop the spreading when I'm preaching and speaking, because I'm in front of everyone and exposing everyone to my breath. And so I will have a mask, and to amplify my voice, I will have a microphone in front of it so that you all can hear me. That'll go through our sound system. To limit the exposure of everyone, including myself, who is going to be preaching from the pulpit, the lector is going to read from their bulletin, and they can do so with a handheld mic. So on your way out, again, remember to clean up your area, and then you will be able to toss everything in the recycle bin and garbage bin next to the doors on the way out in an orderly fashion. The restrooms will be open. Over here, we have the men's and the women's restroom. They will be open. We are trying to limit to one occupancy at a time, and so there will be a sign for vacant and not vacant. And we are asking everyone, of course, to wash your hands after you're done using the restroom, but also to use these sanitizer sprays that are in the bathrooms to wipe down the faucet and the door handles as you leave. So this is what to expect when you come in on Sunday. I will, of course, give more direction while I'm here. And especially remember that our services are at 8 o'clock and 10 o'clock, not 8:15 and 10:15. The reason being is that we need time to give instruction, to get used to the instruction, and time to clean up in between services and make sure everything is sanitized for the next group of people. Thank you very much, and I look forward to talking to you about communion.